can I ask all three of you, what advice would you give others who are trying to find the courage to step out, to lead for change, to keep themselves going? What in your practice or those other leaders you've known gives them that courage and strength to do what they do?
Ooh, that's a good one. Can I hop in? I would say never take no. Never, ever take no for an answer. For me, it's one of my drivers. I love being told no, because then the little rebel in me or the activist in me would be like, watch me. So I think never take no for an answer, because that's only their perception. It's only their opinion. It is not necessarily yours. So, and there's when one door closes, a bazillion windows, ladders appear over the walls, other doors open. So you need to look for the opportunity always in the adversity. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, life kind of holds on to you, and sometimes you get caught up in it. And there's a phrase in business called golden handcuffs, and it's the idea that a company will pay you so much money, and you have now built a life around that money and that place, that it becomes so hard to leave. And I think a lot of people do get caught up in a certain one-dimensional sense of reality, or the way that life should go, or the way that their career should go, that taking the risks become more and more difficult as they go. So I think that letting loose a little bit on the reality or the fixed reality concept that you can only do one thing, and you can only, you might be risking so much. And I think everyone has to be the judge of how much they're willing to risk. And it is a risk sometimes to walk into a new space. It was for me. So I think people have to understand, number one, what they can contain within that risk, but also hopefully they can get a little insight into the fact that probably those things that they think are holding them in a place aren't necessarily going to serve them the best.
I think the first step is really scary sometimes, and thinking, you have all these doubts. Am I really doing the right thing? Do I really have the experience? Am I going to kind of take the plunge and then no one's really going to come knocking at my door? And I love the not taking no, but sometimes hearing the no's also informs how you can do your best work. And it can also give you even more motivation, because I've heard a lot of no's when I started out. I still hear a lot of no's, but I've learned to kind of filter, right? So the ones that don't really matter, and the ones that are useful, right? The ones that come with some like constructive criticism, the ones that kind of push me forward and that make my work better. So I think for me, the biggest thing has been, once you get started, you'll be very surprised how many doors open, because you're looking for it. When you're doubting, or when you're not really working on something, and then you kind of just think about it, but you're not really manifesting, or you're not really drawing those things to you. But once you set your mind, once you have that goal, things will start coming. And it's not because they magically appear, it's because you are so eager to get started. You're so eager to find those connections, to build a network, to find those people, to get your work and have impact, that I think that's it. Once you just have to get started, and then all these things kind of start happening and drive you forward.
Sorry, Philip, just jumping in quickly, if I may, because I've known Ornella now for a few months, and I met her in the very early days of her project. And what is remarkable, what you're saying is, you get started and things start happening, but there's also something from the other side, which is her passion, determination, focus. Her work ethic is so contagious and so inspiring. And I think others can really consider this, that there is nothing you can do but want to help. And when you're sitting there and you know how Ornella is, or what Ornella is doing, and all of a sudden you come across something that is interesting, you send it over. An opportunity to participate in something, you send it over. And I think we build these relationships throughout our lives, because that's when like-minded individuals or people that share values start, this synergy starts. There's a saying in in Mexico that says, Dios los hace y ellos se juntan o se encuentran, which is God makes them and they find one another, or they join forces eventually, which I think is very adaptable or very applicable to people who share values, people of common values. But unless you act upon them or you're doing something proactively, you can just dream about your values, but it's not going to do much, I think.